G'day, Refresh Church community. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. Now, we're going to be a bit rough and a bit rusty, but welcome to our first edition of Doing Church Live. Rick, tell us about your week.
Mate, I tell you what, it's been a crazy week. I thought being a chaplain would be an easy job, and then coronavirus hit, and all of a sudden things are going crazy. But one of the crazy things happened to me today is I went shopping for the first time in about 2 weeks. Yeah, shouldn't have done that. A couple hours of my night was spent trying to find frozen vegetables to milk, and arguing with the registrar that can I have these milk or not. Couldn't believe the people in the shops and the bare things that were there. I did get, come on, cheer. I did get eggs. Yeah, eggs. I got milk. I got bread. Couldn't believe I got bread. Got bread. Frozen vegetables. I got more cans than I should have. Thank you, lady. She felt sorry for me. And then I got ice cream.
Wow.
I got ice cream. There seems to be plenty of bad things for you available. Still available.
It's a rare thing.
Yes.
Well, Rick, this week at the shopping centre,
Tell me.
I think I'm one of the ones that the Prime Minister is saying, stop it. But this week at the shopping centre, I'd watched something on TV and it said you need to use Glen 20. I can't remember the rest of it, but they said you need Glen 20. So I've rocked up at nearly 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'd forgotten that 2 hours earlier it was already gone. But as I've gone into the aisle with my shopping trolley to get my 1 can of Glen 20, I looked and the whole thing was just pillaged. There was just bits and pieces of environmentally friendly stuff that no one wanted. And then I looked to the birdseed. Kid you not.
Did you get some birdseed?
Kid you not. I don't have a bird. And next to the birdseed, sitting there, was a full can of Glen 20.
Oh! Do the angels come down and go, hallelujah?
I'm not exactly sure if I was meant to have it, but I took it.
Well done, well done. So do you feel cleaner now as a result of Glen 20?
No, I'm not sure. I'll still have it in a year's time, probably. But it has been a crazy week. Tell us how the school at North Pine has been handling.
Yes.
What's been happening?
Well, it's been very fluid, so things have been changing all over the place and happening rapidly. One of the big things that have happened, had a funny conversation with a kid today, and they come up to me and they said, what's the school doing? They're taking all the fun out of school, and now it's just schoolwork. And I said, welcome, because that's what we went to when we were kids. This is something, you're getting treated. This is a treat for you.
I think that's a good comment.
It is a good comment. So yeah, that's probably one of the big changes that are going on. So we've actually closed down chapels as well, no chapels. We're still allowed to do Bible studies at this stage, which is a good thing.
That is good.
That is a good thing. The school seems to be thinking it's going to continue to run, which I think is a great move, because we need to have our schools open as long as we can. And the school has a great hands. Graham's doing an excellent job there, making sure that we are ready to go when the things sort of go down. But there's a lot of anxiety. I think today 20% of our kids were sick and at home. So there's a lot of anxiety out there, and I think that's what this is about.
Yep.
Today.
I guess the thing we need to share with our Refresh community and for those people tuning in is the fact you could be asking, why are we closing at Refresh when the school isn't? Our plan was always to go in concurrence with the school. But as of Tuesday, the Australian Adventist Church got together, and because there's a lot of congregations with a lot of older people, the concern was about protection. So they made a decision that all our churches have to close. We don't want to close in relation to community and building. So at Refresh, this little advert that's going out now, we will be live on Saturday. You'll be able to jump on at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and you'll be able to, it was going to be Rick, but you'll be hearing me preach about God and creation, and that we have an incredibly creative God, and thank God we do through these times. So it's quite a restless time, but as a community we want to get together.
Yeah, awesome. So when you talk about God as creator, we'll obviously continue on the series of the I Am. So
absolutely.
Nothing's changing there in that space?
Absolutely not. While the world is changing so rapidly, we want to continue on what is stable, and that's God.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, because I think there's enough changing going on in our world at the moment, and to keep some type of continuity, I think is a great thing. So well done. Thank you for stepping up, because as our fearless leader at schools said today, that a leader leads from the front, which is why you're taking the sermon on Saturday.
And happy to.
And happy to. And I'm sure that we're going to be blessed by hearing what
Yeah.
you have to present.
Well, I think,
present
Rick,
to us.
in this sort of time for us as a congregation, you really sense, and people in our community are saying it, that, what exactly is happening.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing throughout all of time that we've had as constant is God.
Yeah.
From the creation, which is what we'll look at, right through to Jesus dying on the cross,
Yeah.
right through to his resurrection, and right through to today, God is in control.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to look at. So this
Exciting.
week, at 10 o'clock, we want to encourage all of our Refresh community, and you're always welcome to invite any other people. We'll actually be opening, and Dale, our head elder, is going to be sending out information on how you can actually check it out. It'll actually be on YouTube, and so the clarity and everything will be excellent.
So,
Excellent.
where will we find the links and all that kind of thing for YouTube? Where are we going to find those?
Yeah. So, what I was saying with Dale will actually be sending out communication through every form of communication
Beautiful.
we've got. Now, if you know of people that aren't hearing about it, please let us know
Yeah.
straight away, because we want to make sure that our community stays well connected.
Yep.
And church community is important, really important.
Awesome. One of the things, I was just chatting with someone today, one of the things that I'm actually looking in a positive light from all of the things that are going on is that people are actually asking questions about God. So I had an interesting phone call from a friend, an old friend of mine from back in the day, and they were ringing up asking me questions, is this, where does God fit into this? And so I'm imagining there's lots of questions out there that people have about this, and I think this might be a good point that this is going to be a good thing for, even though it's a difficult thing, it could be a good thing in the sense of God,
Definitely.
Holy Spirit,
Definitely.
and the need of God.
Yeah. The other thing that's going to be really important is that we want to make sure that our children, teenagers, connect.
Excellent.
So there'll actually be links
Excellent.
that you'll find out about that actually have our kids programs
Beautiful.
right through to the teenagers. And then from those who are in young adults through to adults, we're also going to have a discussion group. And you'll be able to jump on. There'll be maybe 2 or 3 running initially, and we might even increase that,
Yeah.
where you'll be able to come on and we'll discuss
Awesome.
some of the stuff from the message,
Awesome.
and also some of the things that might be applicable
Yeah,
to
that's
our
exciting.
different age
That's
groups.
Because obviously with all that's going on, one of the things that's closing down will be our groups
Yep.
that are happening. So they're the things, so not only is church closed, so to speak, so will our groups, but this is actually going to enable us to try something brand new for you guys. So
That's it. If you're not in a group, this might be a good way to be introduced to a group.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited by that fact, actually. I
Definitely.
can't wait to see where
Definitely.
that lands and leads.
Yeah, well, look, that's our wrap. Rick, thanks for joining us today for our first one.
Woohoo!
And we just want to we want to make sure that you as a Refresh community are connected. If there is anything that you need at this particular time, when you know people in need, please contact one of our leadership team. As Anastasia Palaszczuk challenged me this week, she hasn't challenged me on too many things, but she did challenge me this week, where she made a statement and she said, the biggest thing that we can do as Queenslanders, the biggest thing that we can do is look out for the older people in our street.
Excellent.
And if there's anything on my heart, would be to challenge each one of us in our Refresh community
Awesome.
to actually be brave and maybe put a little note or something in the letterboxes of your neighbours and say, hey, my name's Sean, I live at 6 Laurel Drive, Burpengary, I'm on your street. At any point, if you need a hand to pick anything up, get some groceries, whatever you need, please ring.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that to me yesterday, and we actually talked about it at our dinner table, and we plan to do that this weekend as part of our Saturday morning, is actually just to run out and put something in the letterbox for
Right.
them. And I think that's an awesome idea,
Yep.
a great idea. This is going to, I think, bring our communities together.
It is.
The positive side of it. Yeah, thank you, Sean. That's,
No worries, look,
I'm
that's a
excited.
wrap from us. So 10 o'clock Saturday morning, we would love you to link in.
Be there or be square.
Any information you don't receive, 10 o'clock, when we finish the service, there'll be communication made to you so you know which links to go to for your children, teenagers or for any of the adult discussion
Awesome.
groups. Have a great week.